The closely guarded secret of Melania Trump has finally been pulled into the light, and with it comes a question that could shake the very foundation of her world. Could this revelation destroy everything she has built? Behind the polished smiles and the glittering facade of one of America's most high-profile marriages lies a hidden prenuptial agreement, whispered betrayals, and a lingering doubt that refuses to fade. Was this union meticulously crafted as a fortress of political power and influence? Or was it born from something far rarer in their world? True, unshakable love. Today we step beyond the headlines and into the private chambers of the Trump marriage, uncovering 8 captivating truths that few have dared to speak aloud. Each revelation peels back another layer, exposing the passion, the strategy, the fractures, and the resilience at the heart of their story. And when we arrive at the final truth, it may just change the way you see them forever. Melania Trump's return to the White House. A remarkable transformation. Melania Trump is making a powerful return to the White House, but this time she steps onto the stage with more confidence, more experience, and a crystal-clear vision for her role. Just days before Donald Trump's second inauguration, she appeared on Fox and Friends, speaking with rare openness about her plans for the next 4 years. She promised that her presence in Washington would be stronger and more visible than before. Yet, one truth remains unchanged. Her life will always revolve around the places closest to her heart: New York, Palm Beach, and above all, her son Barron. For Melania, the role of a mother has always been more than a title. It is her highest calling. Even during Trump's first term, she fought fiercely to protect Barron's privacy, keeping him far from the blinding lights of politics. Now, as Barron continues his studies at New York University's prestigious Stern School of Business, Melania splits her time between Washington and New York, making sure he has both stability and security. But this time, she is no longer just the protective mother or the discreet first lady. She is stepping into a far more dynamic role, one where she fully understands the political landscape and knows exactly how to navigate it. She is no longer the first lady the world saw in 2017. The getting acquainted phase is over. Today, Melania knows the rules of the game and how to bend them when needed. What fascinating of all is her readiness to assert her independence. People see me as the president's wife, but I stand on my own feet. I have my own thoughts. I don't always agree with my husband, and that's okay, she declared, her tone calm but unwavering. Those words are not just for show. She has already proven she is unafraid to take a stance that clashes with Trump's. Her public support for abortion rights, a position directly opposing her husband's, sent ripples through the political world. At the same time, she is determined to revive and expand her Be Best initiative with a renewed focus on children's well-being and online safety. This time, however, her approach comes with an edge. She openly criticized those who failed to support her during the first term. I invited all the major streaming platforms to the White House. I hosted roundtable discussions, but I didn't receive much support. Imagine what we could achieve if they worked with me, teaching kids how to protect themselves online, addressing mental health challenges, and making a real impact, she said, hinting at a more forceful campaign to come. Now, as she prepares to once again take on one of the most scrutinized roles in the world, Melania is making one thing clear. This will not be a repeat of her first term. She is setting her own agenda, playing by her own rules, and proving she is far more than the woman standing beside the president. Their love story did not begin like a fairy tale. It began as a game of power, timing, and bold moves. How could one night at New York Fashion Week change Melania's life forever? Drop a comment saying Melania Trump if you admire them, and let's take a closer look at this extraordinary journey. Melania and Donald Trump's first meeting, the fateful night that changed everything. It was the kind of night that only New York City could create. A glittering evening of high fashion, flashing cameras, and whispered conversations between the powerful and the beautiful. The year was 1998, and the location was the Kit Kat Club during New York Fashion Week. Donald Trump, already a well-known real estate mogul and celebrity figure, arrived with a reputation for making grand entrances. Melania Naus, a striking Slovenian model with a quiet elegance and piercing gaze, was there not to chase the spotlight, but to work, observe, and stay in control of her own narrative. Fate intervened when Donald's date for the evening momentarily stepped away, giving him the chance to approach Melania. But what happened next was not the swooning love-at-first-sight moment one might expect. When Donald asked for her number, Melania refused, not out of disinterest, but out of self-respect. "I'm not giving you my number," she reportedly told him. "You give me yours, and I will decide if I call." That boldness, that refusal to be just another name in his contact list, sparked something in Donald Trump. For weeks, the calls went unanswered, and when she finally agreed to meet him, it wasn't over champagne in a penthouse suite. It was a low-key date that revealed a different side of Donald, one that intrigued Melania enough to let him in. That single night in 1998 marked the beginning of a courtship that would span years, survive public scrutiny, and eventually lead to a marriage that has endured some of the most intense political and personal storms imaginable. Looking back, it wasn't just a glamorous encounter, it was a collision of two worlds. The ambitious model determined to guard her independence, and the businessman who was used to getting what he wanted. Neither could have known that their first conversation would set into motion a story that would take them all the way to the White House, inside the $35 million Trump wedding, a celebration of unmatched luxury and power. It wasn't just a wedding, it was a declaration to the world. On January 22, 2005, Donald Trump and Melania Trump exchanged vows in a ceremony that shimmered with more than just romance. It was a display of opulence, influence, and an unspoken message that their union was as much about power as it was about love. The setting was nothing short of breathtaking. The historic Episcopal Church of Bethesda by the Sea in Palm Beach, Florida. Inside, golden pews gleamed under the soft flicker of candlelight. Towering arrangements of pure white flowers filled the air with a delicate fragrance, and every shadow and sparkle seemed lit for a movie scene. This was no ordinary love story. It was a marriage blessed not only by the church, but by the unmistakable halo of wealth, prestige, and the promise of a shared empire. Melania, stepping into the church like a queen in her own modern-day fairy tale, wore a custom-made Dior haute couture wedding gown worth an astonishing $100,000. The masterpiece took over 550 hours to complete and weighed nearly 60 pounds, hand-embroidered with thousands of sparkling crystals and delicate pearls. Her 5-meter silk veil trailed behind her like a river of light, a vision so breathtaking that guests audibly gasped as she walked down the aisle. When the vows were spoken and the church bells rang, the 450 guests, a guest list that read like a who's who of politics, Hollywood, and the global elite, were escorted to Mar-a-Lago, Trump's palatial estate. There, every detail screamed extravagance. French lace tablecloths, flowers flown in from Europe, and hundreds of bottles of vintage Dom Pérignon champagne waiting to be uncorked. The wedding cake alone was a legend in the making. A towering 7-tier confection, standing nearly 5 feet tall, weighing over 200 pounds, and adorned with 24-karat gold leaf and thousands of handcrafted sugar flowers. The menu featured beluga caviar, Wagyu beef, and culinary creations from world-class chefs, each dish plated like edible art. Entertainment flowed seamlessly between live performances from a full symphony orchestra and surprise guest appearances from celebrated singers, turning the night into an experience that was part royal ball, part Hollywood spectacle. Every moment was captured by top photographers, ensuring the night would live on not only in memory, but in history. With a reported cost of $35 million, the Trump wedding wasn't merely about two people joining their lives. It was a declaration. It cemented Donald and Melania's image as one of America's most formidable power couples. In a world where wealth and influence often go hand in hand, their wedding became the ultimate showcase of how love, when intertwined with power, can create a celebration that the world will never forget. The truth behind Melania and Donald Trump's happy marriage. From the outside, the marriage of Donald Trump and Melania might look like a modern American fairy tale. A powerful billionaire and a stunning model walking hand in hand at glittering events, smiling for the cameras, and presenting a united front to the world. But behind the golden curtain lies a far more complex reality, where love, power, strategy, and even distance weave together in intricate ways. Melania, a fiercely private woman, rarely opens up about her personal life. Yet the glimpses she has allowed reveal that she and Donald are not always inseparable. Even during her time as First Lady, she often spent extended periods in New York or Palm Beach, instead of remaining in Washington full-time. This sparked persistent questions in the press. Are they living separate lives, even within the same marriage? One recurring point of intrigue is the prenuptial agreement. Reportedly a detailed and carefully negotiated document designed to protect Melania's interests, and more importantly, those of their only son, Barron. According to sources, the agreement goes beyond finances, allegedly touching on public image, official roles, and personal privacy. But to view the Trump marriage purely through the lens of money and legalities would be to miss an essential truth. This union has endured storms that have sunk other high-profile couples. From headline-grabbing scandals and the crushing pressures of political life to stark differences in personality and worldview, Melania and Donald have managed to maintain a united public front, at least when the cameras are rolling. For Melania, happiness may not align with the traditional definition. She has been blunt in her self-assessment. People look at me and think I am just the president's wife, but I have my own mind, my own life, and I know what is important to me. Perhaps the secret to their marriage is that both understand exactly what the other expects, and neither tries to change the other. So is this a marriage built on love, on strategy, or on a careful combination of both? Only Melania and Donald know the real answer, but one thing is certain: their happiness is not the naive fairy tale many imagine. It is a calculated, disciplined, and at times cool-headed partnership, crafted to survive in the rarefied and ruthless world of power. Melania Trump has just made a move so bold, so unexpected, that it could send shockwaves through the 2024 presidential race. In her soon-to-be-released memoir, Melania breaks years of public silence on one of the most divisive issues in American politics: abortion rights. And to everyone's surprise, she does not stand with her husband. While Donald Trump has repeatedly taken credit for overturning Roe v. Wade, the landmark ruling that once protected a woman's right to choose, and for enabling states to impose some of the strictest abortion bans in decades, Melania strikes a sharply different tone. She insists that women should have full, unquestionable control over their own bodies. A leaked excerpt obtained by The Guardian reveals her unflinching stance, posing a piercing question: why should anyone but the woman herself have the power to decide something so deeply personal? Her words echo far more closely with Democratic values than with the Republican base, creating a rare and startling political divide inside the Trump orbit. And the timing? Chillingly precise, mere weeks before Election Day. Political analysts are already calling it an October surprise, the kind of last-minute revelation that could sway the critical swing states and potentially alter the outcome of the race. Still, the real impact remains fiercely debated. Some argue that this could soften Trump's hardline image, making him more palatable to moderate and undecided voters. Others dismiss it as political theater, pointing out that past First Ladies have occasionally voiced opinions at odds with their husbands without triggering any significant political fallout. One thing is certain: this was no accident. Melania has remained largely absent from the spotlight throughout much of Trump's 2024 campaign. But now she has stepped onto the front page in her own way, with her own voice. Is this a calculated move to help Trump by broadening his appeal? Or is Melania, at long last, speaking her unfiltered truth? The secret prenuptial agreement between Melania and Donald Trump. Before walking down the aisle in 2005, Melania Trump had to agree to one very clear condition from Donald Trump: signing a prenuptial agreement. The exact terms remain closely guarded, but as Business Insider notes, such agreements typically aim to safeguard wealth, real estate holdings, and other high-value assets. Interestingly, these contracts aren't set in stone. They can be renegotiated, often adjusted to reflect the couple's expanding fortunes. In 2016, when Donald Trump won the presidency, Melania didn't immediately move into the White House. Publicly, she explained her decision as wanting Barron to finish his school year in New York. But journalist Mary Jordan revealed in her book, The Art of Her Deal, that Melania used this delay to renegotiate the prenuptial terms. Her top priority? Ensuring Barron's financial rights and inheritance match those of his half-siblings. And judging by her eventual move to Washington, it seems safe to say she got exactly what she wanted. Melania Trump is more than just a former First Lady. She's a self-made millionaire with an estimated net worth of around $70 million from business ventures, investments, and endorsement deals. She also owns New York real estate, valued between $500,000 and $1 million, entirely separate from Trump's assets. When it comes to luxury, Melania is unapologetically indulgent. She's been spotted in a $51,500 Dolce & Gabbana floral coat, a $10,000 Michael Kors ensemble, and a $7,995 Monique Lhuillier gown. Even her casual outfits cost more than most people's monthly salaries. A $3,701 Gucci coat, a $2,950 Del Pozo dress, plus an inviolable collection of Hermes Birkin bags and shoes by Manolo Blahnik and Christian Louboutin. Her taste for opulence extends to her cars. A $2 million collection that includes a $600,000 Mercedes McLaren, a $500,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, and classics like the Mercedes 220 SE Ponton and Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. For years, rumors about the Trump's prenuptial agreement have swirled in the press. Former aide Omarosa once claimed Melania was counting every minute until she could divorce. Legal experts speculate that if the marriage ended, Trump would keep the bulk of his fortune, while Melania would leave with her entire jewelry collection, full custody of Barron, and a massive financial settlement. One thing is certain, this is no ordinary marriage. And if the details of that contract were ever leaked, it could spark one of the most talked about separations in modern history: the strict parenting rules of Melania and Donald Trump. From the moment Barron Trump was born in 2006, his life was anything but ordinary. As the only son of Donald and Melania, Barron grew up surrounded by extraordinary wealth and privilege. But Melania was determined that her son would receive more than just material abundance. She wanted Barron to have discipline, humility, and the resilience to bear the weight of the Trump name. The Trump family established clear rules: no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, paired with lessons in tough love about money and responsibility. For Melania, success was not defined by inherited wealth, but by independence and strength of character. When Donald Trump took office as president, Melania made an unusual decision, and to remain in New York with Barron rather than immediately move into the White House. Her priority was stability, ensuring that her son's life and education would not be abruptly disrupted. Even after moving to Washington, she continued to shield Barron from the media spotlight, focusing on his studies and keeping him away from political activities. Melania took on a hands-on parenting role, something rare for someone in her position. She personally homeschooled Barron for a time before enrolling him at the prestigious St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Maryland. Despite having a large household staff, she would occasionally cook for her son herself, something almost unheard of in billionaire households. Donald Trump's parenting style, meanwhile, was strong-willed and business-oriented. He enforced the 3 prohibitions: no smoking, no drinking, and no drugs, while stressing that wealth must be earned, not simply handed down. His children were taught from a young age that if they didn't earn money, they wouldn't have any to spend. This philosophy has shaped a new generation of Trumps who are ambitious, business-minded, and loyal to the family brand. Whether people see Donald and Melania as a couple living largely separate lives, as individuals managing their own spheres, or as pragmatic partners in a power arrangement, they have nonetheless cultivated the image of a family that values discipline, both in their marriage and in their parenting. Their approach blends calculated public appearances, discreet agreements, and a strong emphasis on self-reliance for the next generation.